Hello and welcome, or welcome back to everybody tuning in to the volume 2 of the Rife Frequency series. So I had this idea to bring this information all together. It was a little unplanned, so I do apologize for anyone who likes the polished approach. I do like the DIY version of just using some pen and paper and colorful markers and paper. And so today, this video, the second one, is going to just talk just a little briefly about the mind-body connection, and then we're going to get into the Rife biofeedback machine, where I'm going to show you for the 60 seconds it takes to scan the body systems. It reads 37, the machine that I have. This model measures 37 different dimensions of your health and well-being. We covered all of that information in the previous, as well as the disclaimer, which, in short, I am not a medical doctor. This is intended for curiosity, for information exchange, and for entertainment purposes only. Do not take any of this information as a suggestion or advice as to your medical journey. You will need to consult your healthcare practitioners and healthcare professionals before you make any changes and adopt any choices, right? So, with that said, the mind body spirit connection, we did go through that quite a bit and had some interesting things already laid out in the first video, but we'll start this one out with just saying that the mind body spirit connection, we can talk about this like a three-legged stool or a tripod that I'm looking at right here. And when one leg is imbalanced, the whole thing starts to be tippy or off kilter. And so all these dimensions need to be somewhat balanced and equal attention given to the various dimensions of the mind and of the spirit and of the body. And so it's even with the physical body, which is the focus of this series, we are talking not just about diet and exercise, but also the environment in the physical sense and the interconnection between the body and the way that the body is influenced by and impacted through things like the environment and our mindset and perspectives and intellectual health and so on, and the spiritual connection. So I like to compare our health in the under the umbrella of the 8-dimensional wellness model. And here, I'll bring this up just a little closer. I really enjoy this image here. And we have emotional, environmental, financial, intellectual, occupational, physical, social, and spiritual health, all needing our attention at one time and needing to be balanced. And with all mind, body, spirit practice, we can see that the healthy practice should include at the basic level 3 main things: nourishment, a stretching or activation of that system, and then a recovery period. So we stretch the intellect with our ability to entertain new knowledge and to grow and expand and learn. We can stretch the physical body, but then after those phases of processing, we need to rest for that recovery to integrate the information. So we can also see the the body meridians on the nervous system end of things. We can talk about this in relationship with the nervous system and the energetic ley lines of the body. They're the super highways that transfer information or stimuli from one area of the body into the next. And so you can see immune system flare-ups with this. You can see fight or flight responding to different things. And so if you look at reflexology, often they'll use the hand, the palm of the hand, or the pad, the underside of the foot, and various areas, ridges and lines will correspond to various tissues and systems and organs within the body. And in that way, you can pause this and check it out for yourself, look it up for yourself. The various systems, they have a correspondence in Eastern medicine with either the yin or the yang, the active or the receptive principle, and then they have their influences, and I'll just leave that there because that one is an entire situation unto itself. And we won't go through this per se, but here is what I like to show. Many people will be familiar with one or the other of these models. This here is the approximately 1935 rendition of Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of human needs, which is that psychological building process of maturation through the psychology, and it states at the foundational level that these are the needs of the developing being, energetic being, and that the initial foundational need must be met and accomplished before one can focus on the subsequent higher elevated integration and activities, right? You can look into that. You can screenshot and expand this. So over here we have the chakra system, just a quick little rundown of that. And then it's also showing the Earth Star chakra here at the bottom and the Soul Star chakra above, kind of attempting to depict our connectivity with the earth, that is the great nourisher and supporter, the great mother, and the Soul Star chakra, which is the influence and the spark and the animation and the soul urge coming through. So the two of those really anchoring us as that chakra rainbow bridge between spirit and ether, between heaven and earth. And we can see how the two of these models are often shown similarly with similar colors because the objectives are quite the same. And so you may choose to look at those issues when you're in information, when you're thinking about what types of health shifts that you might be interested in. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the equipment here. So for some of you, you may not really care to be staring at this. This is my humble abode. Welcome. But here we have it. 1 minute will be approximately what it takes. So I'm going to turn my back, and this is something that's considered okay for anybody with the exception of those that have a pacemaker or something similar, because it works on electromagnetic frequencies. So you should sit calmly and with your feet flat on the ground and refrain from speaking and just kind of let your body be at peace. And prior to doing your measurements, you might consider doing a little bit of breath work, a little bit of stretching, just to get yourself fully relaxed, maybe even a meditation. So here we go. I've already input all of my information. I've tested myself many times in the past. So I brought up my information on the laptop here, and I'm ready to test. So here we go. Wouldn't you know, when you're on camera, it's thinking. So let's restart this. I've often noticed if the machinery doesn't work the first time, you have to redo it. Let's take a moment. We'll let this reset, recalibrate itself. We'll try it again. All right, so we're going to do a third installment of the video. Let's go ahead and keep on talking, and we'll do the third one. I'll get that restarted, and we'll do that then. I've got a really old PC running this software. I would say for anybody who's really interested in this software, it's quite affordable. I was able to find the biofeedback machine, which for me is called the, it's a mouthful, quantum weak magnetic resonance analyzer. And I was able to find that on eBay. There are some other models out there. Some of them will even measure things like parasites and such, and mine does not. But it's still quite an awesome machine in itself. And the frequency generator machines are distributed by primarily Spooky 2. This is the model that I was gifted from a friend who introduced me to Rife. And if you're interested in getting some of those programs and frequencies for free, she has a YouTube channel. I'm not affiliated with that, and it's called simply Rife Frequency, I believe. And if you get on there, all number of illnesses have corrective frequencies on there. So the frequency generators, she would often tell me that it's best in her experience and in her research to run two machines on an individual to correct any type of anomaly, where the first machine is going to issue any type of so-called kill frequencies to clear and eliminate the bad stuff, the microorganisms that are needed to be purged and released. And then that really breaks them down and destabilizes them. But then you also need to run some detox frequencies along with that. On the one machine, you can run many different frequencies and loop them into a number of intensities. You can alter all of these things. And then the secondary machine would run your restorative frequencies. So release with one hand and receive with the other. So then you can run things where you might run a regulation of blood sugar or something else like that, or you can even run the frequency of essential oils on the machine, among other things. So let's pause here. Maybe I can even get this machine to run in just a moment here. All right, I've restarted the software and we're going to try it again. So anybody out there want to take any wagers on will it work or will it not? Here we go. All right, folks, again, getting my energies nice and settled and getting right into it. And we're done. So we're not going to interpret the results of my scan, but as you see, all I did was I placed my hand on the template, and just like a BMI scale will do when the pads of the feet are placed on the scale and the data is input with height and weight and I believe age as well, then the electromagnetic frequencies go through the body, and in the scales situation, it's taking the measurement of your fluid and the solid mass and etc., and creating a ratio based on that, and it comes up with the percentage of fat to lean muscle mass. So in this case, a similar magnetic electromagnetic system has these various frequencies that will be predetermined for a perfect range in each of the tissues, systems, organs, and etc. And it will measure the level of all of these various elements within the body systems, and then it gives you the readout, and then at the very end it gives you a summary page of the the main core issues that are suspected to be the main sub health trends. So it will often say, like, um, definitely it thinks I should be a little bit leaner, so do I. It thinks that I need a lot more breath into the body, which I can definitely sense. And we'll see some various levels of nutrients and so on. And then that gives you the place where you can start to take charge of your own health journey. Because if you balance your pH and you have the proper nutrient balance in your systems and the correct elimination of toxins, then your body is operating at a level where you are more disease resistant and more able to cope and adapt and to thrive instead of just merely surviving. And, this is done and measured without taking samples, without poking with needles, without subjecting ourselves to things like an MRI or a stress test. This machinery here can tell us and measure whether you have a leaky valve in your heart and some other things, and cardiovascular elasticity. Would you rather put your hand on a template for 60 seconds to measure these things, or would you rather go to the doctor's office after waiting many weeks or months and then get hooked up to all these electrodes and run on a treadmill and get measured? It's a new way that is not new. The Rife frequency has been around since the 30s. I forget the exact year that many of these things were being discovered by Dr. Rife, but his technology and his research is online. You can check it all out and see all of the other things that he was able to figure out. Now, one of the other neat things that from the beginning, those energetic highways, that is one of the systems that this reads, and that talks about how the key or the life force energy is circulating throughout the body, and whether or not we have an excessive or deficient energy flow to specific things and organs and systems. Now, you can also see that with the human design model. That is something that an early, one of my first followers pointed out to me, that if since I was into the I Ching, that perhaps I would enjoy the human design, and I hadn't heard of it at that time. And since then, I have not done all that I could to research that more thoroughly, but my initial investigations were pretty spot on with getting my chart done. And there are ways to get free charts. You can check that out. I don't have those links readily available. Perhaps if I can find them, I'll stick them in the description box below. But Yeah, so just a few last thoughts. Once you've determined what your body needs to be healthy, you can choose to research about the frequency generators, or for those that are interested, my entire vision quest, if you will, is to eventually come up with a system where I would be able to help individuals to investigate these further for themselves. So, some of the models of wellness exploration that I've already been busy at work creating models and pamphlets and workshop dialogue for. I've already been offering some of these for years now, but I haven't really marketed it. I'm more of a curious student, but I've been getting more and more messages from Spirit that says, you know what, if you know it, if you are abundant in the resource of information, that is meant to be shared. And so here we go. I would love for any of you who are interested in any of these to reach out. I'll pop my email in the description box as well as some other information. And so some of these that I have come up with under the umbrella of my business model, Empressive Warrior, the Mind, Body, Spirit Holistic Wellness Center, I have developed pamphlets to do with nutrition basics because so many people have conflicting ideas, and I've tried really intently to make this the most inclusive and least stressful and most basic approach. So talking about things such as um, balanced approaches to wellness, the whole wellness in the center of the three circles of mind, body, and spirit, and how things build from there. So, talking about mindful eating, eating whole foods, and getting your nutrition through food sources instead of um, from pills or corrective medicines, um, and mindful eating, water check. We already talked about hydration, healthy food choices, snacks that actually reduce cravings, because often the cravings that we have are evidence that we are seeking some type of a nutritional or hormonal rebalancing. Like even chocolate can say that you're looking for some additional hormones to be released because the digestion is often used as a hormonal regulator kind of subconsciously from us. So, getting your healthy rainbow of foods, fruits, and vegetables on a daily basis is really an incredible way to balance your nutrition. They each have their own unique phytochemical balances. Um, and for those looking to help your children to get inspired to eat better, you know, you can look at doing some food art or at some type of a gathering if you're bringing that dish to pass, you know, moving into something that people will enjoy and also have the added benefit of nutritional wholeness. So I've created and compiled a lot of information from other people, you know, even the healthy plate model that people have you in the food pyramid. There are so many renditions and so much confusing information. One dietary choice and journey does not fit all, and every diet does not serve everyone. I've got things about seed saving, resprouting produce, eating for your specific health needs. Just like we were just talking, one size does not fit all. Certain people will have digestive issues they need to correct, other people, sugar processing issues that aren't quite 100%. And let's face it, eating healthy can be more expensive than making choices based on immediate satisfaction, such as, you know, just getting it's sometimes cheaper to buy things with chemicals than to buy organic for a number of reasons. And we won't go into that today, But healthy eating and living on a budget, there are many things that we can talk about, like when you buy produce, buying it when it's in season, and then knowing the correct and best, most efficient way to store that produce so that it doesn't go bad before you have a chance to eat it. And then even healthy movement. There are things that will be offered online. You can do your own research. Different things that will stretch different areas of the body because we all hold tension in different areas of the body. And you can, especially those that have sedentary lifestyles or have mobility issues, it's difficult sometimes to get the time and space and energy to move the body and to get all those healthy, activating um, movements in. But there's also this muscle called the psoas muscle. If you're interested, check that out. Many individuals will equate it to the muscle of the soul, and it's the muscle that comes from the lumbar region of the spine, comes across the front and dips into the lower part of the pelvic bone. And it is the only stabilizing muscle that goes and connects the spinal area, which is the column of the upper body, to the hips and the lower extremities. And so it's an incredibly um, interesting muscle if you look at the different correspondence that they'll talk about. But releasing the groin and that muscle can have a lot to do with many other body issues. So I would like to just leave you with the idea of, if nothing else, then perhaps today could be an idea of some inspiring information that you might want to follow up on. Maybe a health goal, a well being goal, a way to rebalance your attention, perhaps even into other areas of health other than just your body or your mind or your spirit per se, but into like things like your financial well being. Between that poverty and abundance mindset, it is a mindset that then has its influence upon the body's chemistry and our ability to manifest the life that we deserve and the life that we long for. And it's here for us. So, yes, if you're looking to set up some healthy well being and goals, here's my little borrowed quote that I found here. Today is a brand new day, a fresh start. Replace any negativity with positivity. Think happy thoughts. Exercise. Drink lots of water. Fill your body with fuel. Healthy is happy. Inspire yourself. Create. Laugh. Play. Go for a walk or a run. Possibly consider doing some sit ups or plank, even on your knees or against a wall. If you need a healthy, more gentle variation, do whatever feels right for your body. You're the expert. Give somebody a compliment, accept one yourself. Give yourself a compliment in the mirror. Make a new friend. Reach out to one that you haven't spoken to in a while. Tell yourself you are beautiful. You deserve the best, and you deserve to thrive and to have a healthy body. Spread love, be kind, and create good karma or some daily dharma. Take chances, have an adventure, and go out and experience life. So I hope that that helped you to get just a little bit more information. And again, if anybody here is interested in learning a little bit more or connecting with me personally on your journey, I offer many other things as well. I do a little bit of astrology. As you are, those of you that are familiar with the channel know, I also do channeled mediumship messages, psychic messages, and tarot oracle readings. And what else? Reiki, energetic, therapeutic healings. I do give some speeches at different places, and Um, I'm sure I'm forgetting a few other things, but yeah, let's join in the conversation and create a community of well being and wellness and helpful exchange of information here, because it is a new day. And here we are on the heels of the lunar eclipse. You may be watching this in a timeless form. Whenever you get this message is the right time for you. It shows that you're ready and prepared to make a new shift in your frequency, starting with your health and starting with the vehicle and the container for your soul. So honor your body, honor those self-care routines, and come join us again for more information in future broadcasts, and check with some of the olds as well. If you got something out of this message, I really hope that you'll consider hitting some of those buttons. I appreciate you guys all very much. Thank you, and have an excellent health journey.